Hey friends, we wanted to record this video, let you know about some of the topics that regularly come up whenever we're sharing with churches that support us. We're sharing with even family and friends back in the States, with all that's going on between Asher being born and us getting a house here in the States and getting ready to move back to Russia. It can be hard to get with all the people that we love to see in person, spend time with. So we thought we'd shoot a little video and talk about some of the questions that regularly come up. One of the big things that we really love talking about is the three questions that we ask ourselves whenever we set up our missions work. So the first one for us is are we doing something we're called to? So is even little parts of our ministry over in Russia what we're called to do, or is it a distraction ultimately, even if it's a good thing? In every situation, whether we're in Murmansk, we're in Moscow, Russia, we're in Ukraine or Finland or America, we really like to come back to what we feel like we're called to, which is mainly to represent the Father all over the world, and so to share the Father's love. And in Russia, which is the most fatherless country in the world, it ends up being the place where we have the most opportunity. And we have a love for Murmansk, Russia, so there are tons of opportunities. But even then, when stuff comes up with churches and they're like, hey, we need to do this, we need, this has been effective, let's do more of this, one of the questions that we ask ourselves is this what we're called to? Which seems like a simple thing, but sometimes it forces you to say no to things that you really want to do, and it forces you to say yes to risky things like stepping out and doing new types of ministry, or stretching your resources in ways that you didn't plan on doing. But it can be fun.
Yeah, obedience is the big thing there. The second rule that we like to apply to our setting up our missions work and have in that sort of framework is, are we honoring the churches and the ministries that we're in connection with, whether in the States or over in Russia? So, for instance, in Russia, they just passed a new kind of slew of anti-missionary laws about a year and a half, 2 years ago. And so we have to be more creative in our approach in order to make sure that what we do doesn't jeopardize the churches we're in connection with, to get them either fined or shut down, even in worst case scenarios. So anyways, we want to make sure that we use wisdom in how we plan out our time and our trips, but we also want to be obedient, first of all, like Adam was saying. And also we're so blessed to be in connection with churches and ministries that are so honoring, and it's foreign to hear them talk badly of other ministries and other churches, and that's just such a blessing for us as well. Excuse me, as well.
Yeah, and just one thing along with that, like something Catherine and I talk about a lot, is how we share testimonies with each of the churches that we're connected with, and how that might be a little bit different for each church depending on their focus, their individual focuses. And so we have one church that supports us. We're the only missionaries they support, and they let us know up front, you're our first missionaries we're supporting, and we're excited to be behind you. We're pumped. We have another church that supports 19 other missionaries. We're pumped that they're sponsoring and supporting us as well. But each church wants to hear different things about what's happening on the field, and it's important for us. One of the things we ask ourselves is, how can we honor? How can we bless them and honor them for what they're focused on as a church, and really encourage the reason why they're supporting us and why they're connected with us in the first place. So if it's a prayerful church, we're going to let them know about the house of prayer testimonies and let them know about kind of breakthrough in those areas. Other churches just care about the Father's love or worship or whatever it might be. And it's a very cool thing to be able to honor each group for what they bring to the table.
Yeah.
The third question that we ask ourselves, and this is my favorite, I think, is what would we support us? Would we want to support us? So if we weren't Adam and Catherine, and we were Jim and Diane, and we were watching Adam and Catherine and Clarion Call Ministries, would we want to support us, this couple, knowing what, about what we're doing and everything, the ins and outs. So are we handling our resources, not just finances, but every resource properly? Are we handling our time well? Are we organizing things properly? Are we wasting resources? Are we wasting opportunities for ministry? That is something that we keep in mind, so that we may be in the place we're supposed to be, the place we're called to be. We're connected with some fantastic churches and families, individuals who support us and who pray for us every day, and we're excited about that. But ultimately, are we stewarding the resources that we've been given well? And that's a big thing that comes back to for us, because a lot of people get caught up in, I'm doing what I'm called to, but we want to do what we're called to effectively and efficiently. And so one of the questions we ask ourselves is, would we want to support us? And that kind of brings things into balance in a lot of ways. Is there anything else you want to add, Boo?
No, I think that's it.
Awesome. Well, we love you guys. Thank you again for supporting us.